Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awakened Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And today we have my good friend, Audrey Lightlanguage, with us. And we're going to be talking about the importance of your essence. We're going to be talking about, as you're standing in your Christed self, your Godhood, manifesting yourself in resonance with the new platforms, frequencies, and paths or potentials that are coming through right now. We're going to talk a little bit about resurrection energy and taking part in the new. We're also going to talk about the language of the Akash work that rewrites it for you. And we're going to talk about the sacred key code number works. That is the language of creation, a very powerful tool that you can get in a session and get your own list to use for yourself. So we're going to talk about that and more. And for those of you who don't know Audrey, she's been with us many, many times. She's one of our most popular guests. She's a soul architect and an energy engineer. And we're just going to get right into it because most of you do know who Audrey is. She's been with us so many times. She's powerful. She works with source. She works with creation, creative energy, and so much more with the Akash, with rewriting the Akash, and not just reading the Akash, but rewriting the Akash, working with number sequences and beings of light. And so much more. So, Audrey, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been coming in and out a little bit, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think I've been fine. I think you're still not receiving everything at the same time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but thank you for being here. And let's talk a little bit about the importance of connecting to who we really are, connecting to our essence, our God self, and using that, or as we're tapping into that, creating our life, manifesting our reality, right?
I lost you. There you are. So I didn't hear what you just said because you were frozen. Manifesting our reality. That's all that I got.
Awesome. Cool.
Yes, we must manifest our reality, right? We need to manifest ourselves. People always love to manifest, right? In physicality, but they're missing the opportunity of this embodiment to manifest themselves. This was, everyone, observing their different holy days, right? Easter, resurrection, right? I've been speaking about resurrection for years, though. Transformation, transfiguration, right? Resurrection is self, right? A new vestment to wear, new energetics, frequency, right? A new body, birthing yourself, right? Resurrection to the new frequency, right? Which the old frequency that originated, but even beyond, because now you have all this added knowing, right? That you wrote through this experience in the book of life, right? In the forgetting duality polarity play. So you'll be expanded beyond to first place for ourselves and creation, to have a bigger picture of understanding who and what we are, right? And so now the time to manifest ourselves.
So you know how
yourself,
so
who and
Audrey,
what you are, but not in the old vibration of forgetting, in the higher vibration, right? To remember who you're in your Godhood, your creator beingness. So you use the true magic that it may have full abominations and things, right, to hold people captive over and over in those loops. But now it's the time to remember how powerful soul are, sparks of divinity, and the true magic they have that is theirs, and by getting in resonance and releasing the old energy, they can have that opportunity to partake of that. And not only in this life, through creation, right? We're out of embodiment in a moment. Where are you going to be? Where are you energetically, right? Going to find yourself if you did not do the works to tend to your.
So Audrey, I think you're going to have to call in on the phone because we can't, you're cutting out too much. We can't understand you.
Okay, that's what was happening with you as well. So, and I'm just going to connect so I'll get you. Is that what you want me to do? Close the computer? Shut the computer?
And call in on the phone.
Okay.
And we'll try that.
Well.
So Audrey will be back in just a minute via the phone. So we will try that connection instead. It's really weird because I mean, you know, the other day when we were doing the call with Dr. Lara, she was in California and she had such a bad connection, and Audrey's in like New York or New Jersey, and it's so bad. It's like, what's going on, you know? So, you know, it could, you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna even bother thinking about it, but we're just gonna wait for Audrey to come back. So Audrey, when you do come back, if you're already here, you have to just make sure that you unmute yourself because I won't know what your phone number is, right? But so just hang in there, folks, for another minute, and we'll have Audrey back on the phone. I think my connection's fine. So, you know, and that's the thing, it's like right now, it is, you know, I hate to say it's a difficult time, but it is a time where we have to be more patient, right? And just go with the flow the best we can, you know, more and more as we work through these kinks, you know. And what are these kinks, right? It's like, you know, more and more people are getting on Zoom, you know, on other platforms, right? And so it's taking up a lot of the bandwidth, and maybe some, you know, of the infrastructure is, you know, not up to it, right? So, you know, it's like, there's not much I can do, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and be okay with it. So I don't know Audrey's phone number, so it's like hopefully she will unmute herself. So Audrey, if you're here, please unmute yourself because I don't know what your phone number is. And hopefully you're not sending me an email because I've turned off my Wi-Fi on my phone, but I would just, you know, no. So no, I don't see any emails coming in on my computer. So, oops, on the left. All right, so hopefully she'll be back soon and we'll talk about this. If not, you know, Audrey was on like a week and a half ago, but it was a different type of call. It was a special call for this time, but COVID, etc. Each call is different, but if you know, I think her at that time the internet was working just fine. But yeah, it's like we have to sometimes lower our expectations, or I hate to say the word lower, but just be kinder. Hello.
Hi, Alara. I'm here.
Awesome. Yeah, you sound much better.
Good. Are you still on video or you're on audio as well?
No, I'm on video.
You're on video. I was thinking while we're doing this, I'm going to try and go into another room and see if that works. So is it possible to connect on both means and see?
Yeah.
It would?
Yeah.
Okay,
but you sound so much better now. We can actually hear you and it's no problem.
Good. I wasn't hearing you either. That's why I was trying to let you know you were getting stuck as well, frozen.
Yeah, but it was you. It was your internet connection, right? That was like, you're just not having enough bandwidth.
Ah, that's why I'm going in this other room and see what the heck is going on. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But we can talk about something while I'm seeing
exactly. Yeah. So let's go back and talk about what we had started with, right? Which was the importance of our essence, right? Connecting with, you know, our Christed self, standing in our Christed self, our Godhood, to manifest our self in resonance with the new platforms, frequencies, and paths to potential.
Beautiful. Perfect. Exactly. I would think you heard it, right? But you're like, yes, you've been on the show, Audrey. How many times? I've got it.
And this is the information you gave me for the call. So it's like, it's all good.
So beautiful. Exactly. Because I know we love to manifest, right? That's what we've come in to do. Manifest, right? And all that talk for years about that. But in that, right, they're also being distracted because they're not thinking about the manifestation of their own self, which is this works to get done. which is the releasing of the old energy and the agreements and the ties that bind and all of that, and old belief systems and such, that this embodiment is giving them the opportunity for. So that's why then they could raise their vibration, expand their consciousness, right, and build this new body, a new vehicle, a new vestment, however you want to put it. Biblically they talk about vestment, that they can take part in, right, new higher potentials of creation. They cannot take part in that if they're not in resonance, like a match, frequency-wise, consciousness-wise, right? How are they going to stand in their godhood beingness, if they're used to always calling out to everything and other being, tell me, oracle, this one, that one, you know what I mean? Who are those beings really? Those beings are source in creation, wearing those masks, those platforms when creation was playing in forgetfulness and sleep, right? Having this experience of duality and polarity and such. So it took on all those other personas. Don't they say the I am is all names, right? And unnameable? What do you think are all the names? All the beings, right?
Yeah, but aren't they also us? Like if I'm, right, they're also us. So they're also aspects of us, are they not?
Because we are source embodied.
Exactly.
Right? We're aspects of source. So all the one beingness expressing, but in the uniqueness, right, of its own unique expressions. Creation says the U, H-U-E, the color, the fragrance, of them. So let's see. I'm on here. I'm in another room. I'm saying join audio on Zoom. It's showing the phone. So what should I do now? Do I disconnect or join with computer audio? Let's see what happens. Would that work?
Because you can be on twice. That's not a problem. But I can hear you now. So I'm just going to mute your phone line for a second. All right. Okay. I don't know where you are. Oh, there you are. Okay. Cool. I'm going to unmute your, there you go. Hello.
Hello.
There you are. Perfect.
So what should I do? Should we hang up on the phone now and try this
because you sound great.
Okay, let me hang this up. If anything, you let me know, and we'll go back to that. And how is this? We're good? We're okay? We'll give it a shot?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Yay, I want to see pretty you and everyone, So
exactly. It's much more fun.
Yes. How is that? I turned the light on a little bit. Is that
perfect?
Better?
Yeah.
Dark? Excellent. Yay. So
good. This is your new room now for doing calls, okay?
Oh my goodness. It's whatever went on last night. Like I said to you, it was going crazy. I'm like, I can't do the show tomorrow, but we got it going. So I don't know what's happening, but we're here now. So yes, very important, right? For them to realize they are source, embodied, having experiences, right?
Yep.
Raised back up to their godhood, being that pillar of light to support the new. You can't go to the new future point and think you're going to bring the old beliefs and paradigms, the way you acted and reacted. How are you standing in your godhood, which gives you direct connection again to creation source, right? If you're going to call on and think you're going to play there in your godhood at the new future point, calling on everybody else, that's not going to work there, right? With your new beliefs and understanding and paradigms, right? That need to be formed and educated about. So you can stand in your godhood. Standing in your godhood, you're not going to say, Oracle, tell me, right? Or this being or that being, tell me, because you have direct connection to source again, like the things that I bring through, the works that I do. I'm not calling on all these other beings, right? Because there is source, their direct connection, right? As the wellspring to bring that through. Of course, I'm embodiment Elohim and all the rest, many, many names, as we all are, right?
But we don't know that we can do that. We don't know that. I mean,
this is why
right?
you need everyone is to be here to get a new education, right? Because they're coloring themselves in, right? They're manifesting their new beingness in this new way to act and react, which is the transformed, right, resurrected humankind, right? Understanding they are part of creation and their true magic and abilities that they have being returned to them, right? That we put aside to be able to have this experience, right? In forgetting, in sleep, in lower density and vibration of duality and polarity, and the lower vibration, what lurks there, right? We're eternal beings. We don't die. We don't get sick, right? We live forever, right?
That's our potential. That's our potential.
Well, no, that was our originating point before we came into this forgetting, right?
Right.
Rather than just sit in that, right, for over and over and over again, creation wanted to know itself as all that it is, right? Meaning what it is not, right? To have a bigger picture of itself. So we played those parts. You couldn't stay in understanding and knowing you're an eternal being. You're not going to die. How well will you have had the experiment, right? The experience, if you held on to that. So it's like we put it aside, you know, to lower the light, to be able to have this experience for creation and for ourselves, you know. I think you would appreciate this. I think I had said it on the show before, but you know, there's this story about a sage, right? A holy person, right, is there. And the people go to the sage, the holy person, and they poured their heart out, right, of their troubles and their story. And then they see the sage looking at them with a funny face. And they're thinking, oh my goodness, he now knows all my secrets. He can see right through me, right, all that I have done, you know.
Yeah.
And that was not the case at all. The sage is looking at the person with a funny face because the sage sees through the person as who the person truly is, source. So the sage is saying, this is still what we're doing, right? Now, I feel the same way. So I related to that story, right? Because you hear all these beings who are playing in their persona, yet it's like, what are you doing? You're source expressing. We are source expressing, right? So to get back to that place of understanding and beingness, right? That like the sage, we know and remember and recall who and what we are, right? Creation embodied, creating, right? We created from forgetting. Now we're going to create from a place of remembrance. So this is our process that we're going through, and not stay in the loops, right? So we can begin the process, right, for the children, for our grandchildren, for ourselves when we incarnate again, you know, not this looping. So much is going on out there in the world, and things that are going to be exposed eventually and that are coming up, you know, and they really are going to be an unrest for people, or quite a surprise, you know. So it's very important that we have unity and we stand together. So that's why we could support people through this time, because they must know what happened in the forgetting experiment. They took part of it. They wrote it in the book of life, you know. It's their story. So rather than have the wool always pulled over their eyes and not knowing what's going on, it's good they know what's going on so it can be stopped and not occur over and over again, you know. And the looping, and that's what source creation is doing, ending the looping, right? Ending the same story over and over and over again. So there is a new opportunity to be had for us and all of creation, right? To remember itself, recall itself, join back together with itself, meaning who and what it is, right? Then this limited over and over again, pains, aches, sadness, distress. What does all that do? It just feeds other forces that we don't want to feed and maintain any longer through our energy. You know what I mean? We want to bring the highest timelines, right, forth. So I hope later we could all join together. I don't know if we did it last time on the show, to put our light and our energy together, right, to maintain those higher timelines together, because it's beautiful that we're all doing that. So I don't want to miss that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was beautiful. So I just want to, you know, for people who might be having the question coming up for them, you know, okay, yes, we know that, you know, we are source, you know, we know that with our minds, you know, our intellect, we know that, but we don't feel that. We still feel like we are personalities, you know, living this lifetime. And because if we were source, would we experience this? Would we experience that? And why would this be so hard? And blah, 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 right? All those wonderful stories that we tell.
Can I tell you why is that happening though? Who has dumbed down humanity, right? And so many of creation for lifetimes, keeping them shackled energetically and in false stories, a real REEL that was painted for them from ages ago, right? The sins passed from the father to the children. What is that? The belief systems ages ago given to them, right? That has been passed down, that they think is real, but it was painted, right? From other ones who created this to keep them stuck. And so we have political, military, religious, educational, pharmaceutical, the list goes on and on, right? Of those beings that control the sheeple, right? To keep them dumbed down because they are beautiful, powerful beings, and they don't want them to remember that or know that, giving them lies about life upon life. Oh, your karma, oh, your lessons, go back and do it again. What are they doing? You never get rid of karma, right? It spins over and over again. It is not lessons, it's experiences. And we were supposed to keep the knowing and knowledge of our experiences. That's why we were walking through them. But this system puts people in a comatose state, right? Wipes their mind, dumbs them down, right? And all this falsehood that they have out there. So people think that's true in reality. It's not. It was painted by controllers to continue to hold them over and over again. And I say, it's like a lovely little fish in a fish tank that's all dirty. Of course, the dirty fish tank affects the fishy, right? You know, because we're in that. And that is why they must wake up really, like I'm always saying, right? Because you don't see many angels, masters of galactics, or the rest of them, right? Guides coming in and telling them the truth of our situation and what has gone on here and the abomination that occurs under the carpet, right? Where are the kids going? Where are the children going, right? Other beings keeping you shackled so they can maintain themselves off your life force and your energy. You know what I mean? All of this over and over again, life upon life that is happening. Of course, people are in a comatose state and don't know who and what they are because it was purposely done to them over and over again. And no one came in and gave them a big heads up, right, of truly what was happening, right? So it can end sooner than later. And when you're especially sitting in a reality bubble of all's well, delusion, right, sedation of a very intricate system matrix that is keeping you held in that, how are you going to think anything other than that? Because that has become your reality that they have painted for you, right? And why it is necessary to have a re-education or awareness and expanded consciousness to begin to place other things for them to understand and know, right? Then these falsehoods that have become real for them, that is only a painted R-E-E-L, right? R-E-E-L. Why are they experiencing the same sadness, the despair, the heartache? Because those forces want to keep the meal going. The vultures want to, right? The disincarnate, be around and eat the energy to maintain their own selves and their agendas off of others, right? So over and over again, the same story. That's why one must have had enough and say no more, stand up for themselves, fearlessly act, right? So they can begin to change the energetics, because energy is everything, you know? That's where it begins. You change the energy, right? Unravel, have someone like myself who has help, who can go in and do those things. Why am I healer to the healers? Because even healers sometimes cannot do it for their own self, right? Or reach a certain point, they just can't get over that. So that's why this work to come in to help them get out of the crevasse. I tell people, you've walked this path life upon life, right? Meeting your loves over and over again, maybe divorce, sadness, heartache, who dies, who's not well. Same thing over and over again, right? Wearing different suits, names, and costumes, but the same energy playing over and over again, right? Why? Because that energy is secured, whether generationally or in agreements or bleed throughs from other lives, to make sure that food feeds the others, right? So that's why you have to wake up and have a bigger understanding of what's going on here. So they will take the actions to get out of it. Because yes, creation is moving the energies, right? Because creation has had enough, right? It's the time of the great divide. Are you going devolution or evolution, right? Because these systems are going to be closed out. They're not going to be able to play over and over and over again, because they have created a stagnation within the body of creation. That's a contradiction to life. So it's time to move. Thusly we come in, right? To vibrate higher, be educated, pour the light in, stand in our godhoods. You know, I got a message from Source that says, tell everyone, do not bow your knee to any other that you think is greater than yourself, because that is not so, right? You want to honor me, Source is saying, right? Whatever name you want to call it, field of consciousness, Shiva, whatever name you want to call it, it's one beingness, right? You want to honor me, it says, well, then honor yourselves and each other, because you are me, right? So it's a switch of perception, right? Perspective. They need to be assisted to help to move, because when you can move a little bit, things look so different, right? Have you ever looked at the same thing over and over from one window or one perspective, and all of a sudden you stand over here and you're like, oh my goodness, look at all that. That's there. It was there all the time, but I didn't see it, right? Same kind of thing.
helping shift their perspective or how they've been looking over and over again, purposely set with blinders on, right? To only believe and look one way, to say, oh my goodness, look at that, right? And that's what this work helps them shift, that perspective, the energy, so they have a wider view of things, or begin that wider view of things, you know?
So, you know, Angela is asking, you know, the list of some of the issues from our past lives is often unknown, right? And it makes it challenging to understand and know what we are clearing or what is resurfacing. So
I think that's a perfect question, right? Because the point is, they're thinking in conscious, right? I need to know those things, because how am I going to unravel them? That's the beauty of my work. You don't have to go like a hypnotism and see the whole story over again, right? Because in seeing the story, some people have gotten, say, addicted, thusly distracted again, right? Oh, I can't wait to get hypnotized to see who the next being I was, right? Feel it all over again and go through it. This work, right? You don't have to know it. I work in the unconscious, subconscious, right? Which are deeper things. People know you go to a therapist for years, nothing happens sometimes. Why? Because you have to access the unconscious, subconscious self, right? So they don't need to have that information with my work, right? They don't need that. They're saved that and the distraction to get caught up in that, because I come in and in a rewrite of the Akash, thousands upon thousands of their lives, their aspects is being moved, right? Cleansed, clear, upgraded. So it's much more efficient, quantum, right? Fast track, quick. So they don't need to, why would they need to be immersed in that? As a soul architect that I am, their soul has that information and knows that, right? Of all the aspects that it's gathering the information from to give back to source creation, which we're a part of. So, right, that is not needed anymore. That is why I said, when you come and do the numbers, you're going to have a list of numbers you're going to have that you can apply those numbers to things that you wouldn't even know to set an intention for. Because setting intentions, you have to know conscious, right? What to set an intention for. But again, if you go to bleed throughs, like she's saying, generational things, right? Childhood things, unconscious, subconscious, you would never know what to set an intention, leaving so much out, right? So the beauty of my work is the numbers, when you just shoot them out without thinking on something particular, like you can, right? For the positive to bring, the negative to dispel and be fortified against. If you don't want to think on either of those, you just throw it out, right? Which supports the field energetically, right? Come what may, to support you, and also cover those things, right? That you wouldn't even know in conscious to ask for. And that's the beauty of this work. So you don't have to be tripped up, right? Because she's talking about like being tripped up, held back, another loop, right? I'm here to break the loops, right? Cut those loops, pull you out of those loops, right? By this work. So go ahead. I'm glad, thank her for asking that question, you see, because no coincidence, it helps shines the light on this and this work and this opportunity for others as well, you know, from viewing it. Again, we're already viewing it, you see, from a different perspective, you know. And,
you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's not about trying to find things to clear and heal. It's like, create your life. If you know, you're not having any problems creating, great, keep creating, keep manifesting, live your life, do what's fun for you. But as you're creating, and if an issue comes up, then deal with it, then look at it, or then clear it, or then heal it, but don't go looking for it. So I can't buy into that concept of digging, looking. If your life is great, awesome, great.
Is that the thing that you're talking about, that people always like, we got to walk through the shadow? You know what I mean? I am in disagreement with that as well, if that's the page that you're on. Because then it's like, why are you digging up all this stuff, right? Why are you going to walk that path over and over and over again? Been there, done that, right?
And that's a distraction too.
Yes, exactly. To me, walking through the shadow that so many people want to talk about and have to be faced, to me, is yet again the old. Why are you doing that? When all you're doing, by, like you're saying, you're having a happy time, a good life, you're stirring that up, right, in consciousness to see it or experience. What is that going to do? It's going to feed the other forces, right, that want to maintain themselves and eat off of that, of what you're digging up and bringing up again. That was the old way to walk through the shadow. You don't have to do it anymore. And again, that's the beauty of my work. They come, they lie down, sit down, relax, boo, 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 right? It's all being done for them, and gotten in and moved out of the way, right? Because yes, even though it's not bothering you, you're having a happy life, it still is in the information, so to say, code of a DNA, you understand? So it might not be bothering you, but let's say another incarnation or a child or a grandchild, you understand? Past generations on the DNA, that thing may still be there. That's why my work helps you with generational, ancestral things, so it ripples into your other generations as well, right? So it may not be bothering you, an unconscious, subconscious thing, but still in your field or your DNA, right? So best to get it out, so those hooks or those parasitics or those agreements, you understand, won't show up at some other time, right, in the lineage, or for your own self when you're incarnated again, right? Because some lives are happy, wonderful, and some you're back into walking in hell, right? Because why? You take a break so that you come back and do it yet again. You understand? Like when they put the sheep and the cows in a beautiful pasture to take a break and eat whatever, and then where they wind up, still on the plate, right? They're being free ranged, right, having a good time, but they're still winding up on the plate, right, to say in another life, another aspect, what might be happening to one, you know? So that's why it is good, so to say, to clean out the attics, right, to clean out the old files, right, that are there, even though you're not accessing. You don't want them to come up, right, at any other time, you know?
But if we, you know, are now acknowledging that we are source, then, you know, we don't have to come back for another lifetime. We don't have to repeat this journey again if we don't choose to.
Well, this is it. People think there's this what I'm going to say, shit show, right? It's going to happen over and over again, but it's not. It's not going to be another option, because that is a contradiction to life of stagnation. We did the experiment already. The experiment was done over and over and over again. How do you feel being a test subject in an experiment, right? Never thinking you're going to go in and get out, not be stuck in it looping over and over again, you know? So it is not going to be an option of something to do. That's what I'm talking about. If they could understand time as past, present, future is our perspective, right? In this story, in the falsehood, you know, taught to us and passed down of a belief system. Really, as you know, it's happening all at one time, right? So the future that happened, AI transhuman, didn't play out well, right? We couldn't change it from the future. We had to come back from that future point to that future point's past, which is our present. We are witnessing that unfurl, how it happened, right? How that came to pass. But we are taking this opportunity in this embodiment to change the timelines, right? So we're in resonance with a new future point where we are, and keep ourselves maintained in that, so nothing else comes along to change those timelines, right? So we're not going to revisit this. There's not going to be another opportunity to do over and over again. You want to have another opportunity to come in, to be held captive, lied to, eat the children, eat your own self, you know, eat your own self, meaning say those things in forgetting, right, that eat off other beingness of creation. No, we don't want to do that anymore. This is not only happening in Gaia and humanity. Haven't you heard stories of worlds, right, that have been blown up by soul eaters, and terrible abominations and things have gone on? This is a story within all of creation, right? So this is to ripple to all of creation, to be healed of that, right? And to have a new experience. And that is the one where it won't be a surprise, right, to us. Oh, that's not true. We will know it in our beingness, right? That is who and what we are. We're secured in that future point. I told you the story about the children. The book of life that we wrote in this experience of forgetting and duality is read, say, as a history, a true history of creation, right? To the children in that new future point, so to say. They, at the end, are like, oh, they didn't remember themselves, right? So surprised and shocked at that idea that how could one not know who and what they are, love and respect and honor another of themselves, right? Because it's all source expressing. So that's the beautiful thing, that we're getting back to the point where we were before we came into this experience, you know, of forgetting to fulfill for creation. When creation says, I am all things, thus all things went out, right? We explored the duality, right? The distortion, the lower vibration, to write it in the book of life. Have a bigger picture. This is what we are. Okay, this is what we are not. Now we have a fuller picture of ourselves, right? Creation itself as well through us, to make itself known to itself and to another of itself, right? And then we come out of that to recall, remember what we are, with a wider understanding of ourselves, because this is what lurks in creation when it expresses in a lower vibration or forgetting of itself, right? So to never have that occur again, right? Ever again throughout creation, thus writing in the new book. But we are the ones, for so much love, go down in the book of life as the shiny, triumphant, golden ones, because we're the one who did that. right? And we're able to come out of it despite all the things that do not want you to come out of it, right? And have held you down life upon life over and over again, false beliefs and paradigms, you know? So it's so important. They may not see it right now, but their soul, they'll feel it within themselves, something that's resonating. You cannot tell me that people are here in this and have been like, everything's great, it's wonderful. And you're looking out at other people, what's happening to them, and it's not okay and and all right. If you're sitting in a bubble, well, everything is great with me. Well, that's like, okay, the right hand is good, but the left hand is like dying. What are you doing? You know, it's not well. People are abusing it, eating it, you know, attacking it, lying to it. That's the body of creation. So this is to heal, right? The whole body of creation, right? We didn't come in hearing a clarion call to sit in a bubble of all's well when it is not all well. It was to have awareness, wake up truly, say no more, stand in our sovereignty, and change the situation, right? So there are not those abominations occurring, not only here into humanity, but out to the body of creation, right? For them to come to a place of wholeness that no longer fractured, right? Fracturalized everywhere.
Awesome, thank you. Deborah has a question. She says, I've identified that my core feelings to clear or release is fear and trust. I have been working on them, but they are still in my world. How many times or layers do you see, or how can I clear them finally?
Okay, that's where they're saying we need to be fearless, right? Remember the little fish in the fish tank? So she's clearing, but this is still the matrix, right? That holds people, right? Or let's say from her having those old energy played out over and over, aspects upon aspects, so to say, other beings were feeding like a battery, a life source, off of those things from her, emanating off of her, right? Do you think the vultures and those want her to be so cleared? Well, the matrix is still held in place? No, right? So they come in to, let's say, poke, bother, hover, right? Try to move you. If they can't move you because we're secure in ourselves, what will they do? They work through love or through our family or friends, right? Or another situation that could ripple to us to make us be shaken, right? Shaken up, right? Or affected. So that is why it is so important. Keep staying that course, right? And why would they call me healer to the healers and all if just healers and people could do everything themselves? Sometimes there are things in there that the people do not see, right? That could be an old ancestral agreement, right? That's rippling through to her, or another portion of herself, like an aspect, right? Dimensionally, interdimensionally, galactically, might be taking part in something, right? Or something happening to that beingness of her ripples into her, right? Something's happening to another of her. Fear. Why am I fear? Everything's fine, right? Anxieties, unknown why, fears, things, right? Rippling through the energy from other portions of the self, right? So if she would come and get the numbers when those things were happening, she would read the numbers, use the power of the numbers, right? It's like a symbol people used to use. And I'm sorry, symbols are contaminated. They've been contaminated. The Fibonacci spiral, the flower of life, you know, swastika, many symbols have been contaminated. Language has been contaminated, right? When people do magic spells or chants or whatever, right? So to move beyond that contamination of those things, you use the numbers, which is the, say, real magic, to come in to assist them rather than how a symbol used to, or words, you know, of a chant or a spell used to be able to, right? But now you would use the numbers, which are updated version, right, of holding the energy beyond contamination that would be able to get in there and assist her. As I said, handling things that you wouldn't even know in conscious to ask for, you know. Now, as far as seeing, again, that person or anyone else wants to go back to, oh, great seer, see for me and tell me. That is the old habits, right, that we need to break. The crutches and the training wheels, right? Not to keep those and to get rid of the crutches and the training wheels. So she stands, right, in her power without someone seeing whatever to tell her, does the work energetically to help her and support her so she gets out of that situation that's happening, right? Because it's not here for her, but other portions of herself, right? Or in the unconscious, subconscious that's bleeding through, you see? So we, beings of light going to come in, the beings of light, you know, that I bring through, okay? Beautiful ones, yes, yes, yes. It is time. Hold those paintbrushes, dear ones, yes? As you understand, Alara, yes? You all are the master and the masterpiece, one and the same. Hold the paintbrushes. What are the paintbrushes? What are the canvas? Yes. Your consciousness, your energy, your frequency. Yes. Your awareness, your vibration, your heart, your soul essence. Yes. Those are your tools with which you travel through creation. You understand? You are not only your name, your situation, your physical embodiment, the stuckness over and over. You understand? This is the time for you to be expanded. You know, you have heard stories of those who have passed, so to say, out of physical embodiment for maybe a few moments. What is it to call upon your world? The life after death story, yes? They feel like this. They are part of everything. They are so overwhelmed. Oh, they know the truth. You see? So you have had ones who have traveled back from, so to say, the doorway of the death to tell you the truth that you are all connected. Yes? There is so much more vastness that you are, that you enter into this vehicle, so to say, to have an experience or multiple experiences. Yes. So grab the helm of that ship, the vessel. Yes. Steer yourself to a better place of vibration to have experiences through. Yes. Which is consciousness, not just 5D. Beautiful. So many speak 5D. Why would you limit yourselves? You understand? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 32. You understand? Many Ds. Ds are levels of consciousness and expression and vibration for you to be in alignment with, so you can partake, yes, of those things as well in the beautiful feast. Yes. Not just one feast. Yes. Many feasts, many bounties and beauty of the magic of creation for you to experience once you are in resonance and expanded. Yes, for yourself, then the same old path to walk over and over again by those shackles and beliefs, yes, that have held you there in the energies over and over again. Yes, so to break them and be released of them, and do not walk the well-worn path of habits, yes, so hard to break, or beliefs and paradigms that they have gotten themselves walking the path over and over as in a crevasse. You understand? So deep, a slippery slope, that another's hand, just as you allow her, you have this show to offer them a hand up. Yes, your beautiful things that you do with your groups and such to help nourish them. You understand? Strengthen them, support them through this journey, and begin to for themselves to be resurrected. Yes, to stand in a new beingness of themselves. Yes, renewed to that which they are, and even expanded beyond the point. Yes, so beautiful one, so important. All of these things, do not only walk that same path. Take the assistance that could help one, yes, to move that perspective, that energy, that frequency, because there's so much there that is theirs, yes, to bring back to themselves, yes, to give back to themselves, yes, than just this that they are thinking is all that it is. It is not. Beautiful ones, you have consciousness, yes, you have a gift of life from source, yes, that is a miracle in its own self. Yes, we are a collective. We express creation through our collective, non-embodied. You have a gift of embodiments, multiple ones to express through, yes, individually as well as in a collective. What a beautiful gift is that, yes? So how wonderful the bounty of that when you can return to have that realization and beautiful new experiences, yes, that are yours to have had when the others have held you from it, life upon life over and over again, at the sake of keeping their own selves alive. You understand? So now it is a whole new story to be part of, yes, and to free oneself from on a multiple of levels, yes. We return you to channel, beautiful one. We thank you, Alara. We thank you. Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
No,
and so, and that's the thing, is like, there's, Gina's asking, do the numbers fix all of your issues at once, or do you need different numbers for each issue? So maybe explain what the numbers are, because maybe there are people who don't know what the numbers are. It's not just like a 5-digit number. It's like pages of numbers. Yeah, go ahead, Audrey.
Yes. Thank you for that question. So she's helping everyone else to understand. So thank you so much. The numbers, you do not need a new set of numbers for each specific thing that is happening, right? That's the beauty of it, right? Before you would put a symbol or chant or prayer, right? Magic, true magic, right? When others play with dark magic, right? But this is energy, because all is energy, right? The light is energy, the dark is energy, all is energy, right? Consciousness expressing. So this gives you a lot of power, because you're going to have these numbers, right? That it could be 50, 60, 80, 100, 200 long, right? Whatever the list comes through for you. Sacred key codes, they turn the dials, right? Open locks, open doorways, right? Different experiences for you, energetics for you. So you have that one list, and you're going to apply it to whatever's happening, right? Because it's energy. It doesn't have to be applied energy to one specific thing. It's you, the one who's having the experience in whatever it may be, and want to apply the energy the numbers hold to that experience to help you. As I said, disperse it, be fortified against it while it's being dispersed, right? And dissolve the negative. What positive you want to bring to you and help support you to have that come ever so quicker to you, right? And to happen, you read the numbers. Or if you don't have anything particular to focus on, right, so to say, want to put an intention on, you would just read the numbers, because we don't know. Look what happened and all this happened, right? We never know what's happening moment to moment. So set your field in the higher energy, so that's with you and surrounding you, and then also could work on the things that you wouldn't even know to begin to ask for, right, in conscious mind self. So that's the beauty of it. Yes, the numbers are a series, and as Lara knows, right, you're having the Akash rewritten, not to go in an old library and read the old from old potentials. Why are we going to do that? No, we want to be in concordance with the new library. That's what I do. So you're having Akash language, light language, right? Then you're having the number work written and done in your field, right? So that's a lot that's happening at one time. You need to acclimate and adjust, right? So you can still function in your life and hold your physical vessel well, right? To do the things you need to do, right? And not be overwhelmed and fried up, right? So it is very powerful, quick, but you are taken to a certain point. The next 3, 4, 5 days, you're still releasing and acclimating and adjusting to it, right? Yes, it stays with you. Then you have your number tools. When you are ready to go to the next phase, right? Because we can't do it all at one time and like blow you up, right? Right? Too overwhelming for your consciousness, your physicality, right? So then you would come when you feel so ready. You would get a new list of numbers. Like now, Alara, remember I was saying there's a new way the numbers come in, rapid fire, right? The rapid fire numbers, which are accompaniment and anchor point, right? Beautiful pearls, right? And such on the new vestment of the codes that is being weaved for them. So they could also have those numbers, right? So it's a shorter list. Let's say they don't have enough time to do the longer list. Boom, boom. They could do the quick list, right?
Right,
and
right.
sometimes when they have more time, then they do the long list first, the weaving of those codes and energies, and then they put the smaller list on top, which is that anchoring point, right? Just like a code too. You have the negative that always want to come in, right? Push you, move you, right? Something to come up, right? So there's anchoring points to make sure that everything stays unbreakable codes, right? Not to get in more support for one, right?
Awesome, good, thank you. Hopefully that makes sense, Gina. Hopefully you got that. And so as we're talking about the codes, I just want to take a few minutes, because we're talking about that right now, to talk about the special offer. And then we're going to come back and take some more questions, and we're going to do the group process as well, right?
Yes,
so
I want to give them, because they're so beautiful and they're here, right? And all that's going on. So I want to, and you, thank you for giving the opportunity to do this, or for them, some light language, right? Codes, whatever comes through. And then they're going to have that opportunity, right, to take it deeper and personal. So they're going to drink from the wellspring a little bit, but they could have a whole meal, right? A full nourishment in an hour or 90 minutes of a session, so they could take it further. And then not only are they going to receive, we're going to give, right? So we're going to join together to support the field. So those are the two things I want to make sure that we have time to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. And those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Audrey1. So really briefly, quickly, the package, there's 3 packages. So package A is a 60-minute private personal session of light language and the language of the Akash, which is rewritten for you. And then package B is the 60 minutes plus an additional 30 minutes, which will include your sacred key code number language for your personal list of numbers. So that's what we were just talking about really briefly there. And then package C is some previously recorded live classes, live calls, that if you're just new to Audrey and you just want to get a feel for her work, you can take a look at that. But I would definitely recommend package B, because it includes the list of numbers, which is I think one of the key components of Audrey's work is the list of numbers that she brings through. And it's not just like 10 digits. It's not like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's pages and pages, and as you're reading it, your energy starts to shift and change, you know. You sometimes you become lighter and lighter and lighter. Most likely you raise your vibration, you change your perspective, and at the same time you're clearing and healing and releasing and, you know, upgrading at the same time. So it's like it's a combination of what happens when you're doing the work with the numbers. But the sessions are powerful because, you know, it's the light language, the language of the Akash that gets rewritten, the key code numbers, and then, you know, usually there's always other stuff too. There's always other stuff,
Yeah.
right?
So, and they get to speak to the beings of light too.
Yeah.
Right? Not a fortune telling, because we don't want to disempower them. We want them to get used to their footing. Actually, those calls are what I call, that are being offered there, the welcome room, right? For orientation, right? I say it's like a beautiful alcove. You come up the stairs, you see a door with all this light, right? You come in, welcome. You made it to the welcome room, right? For orientation, to help do what? Orientation is when you're going to get married or go to school or college or a new job, right? You need to have orientation to help you with the footing, right? How to, you know, traverse this, what is necessary, what you're going to do, and feel more comfortable, right? Just because you're entering into the welcome room for orientation, anyone who has orientation doesn't mean the exact end outcome happens, right? Because they must be vested with the information they're gaining in the orientation in the welcome room, right? To be able to do the things that are going to get them where they want to go, right? So it's an assistance for them to help them in that welcome room for that orientation. And right now it's from discord to harmony, right? Because we're discordance, the energy, right, of this experience in this experiment, that we want to come back to the beautiful harmony, right?
Yeah.
So creation plays this new note, right, in the new day that we can experience, right? How joyful are we going to be? We don't have to do the same loops over and over, you know. Where I'm from, because like I'm from a time traveler from the future, from the, you know, ancient time before time, we have a beingness where everything is instantaneous. That's why I know you usually tell people Audrey speaks so quickly, right? For me, this is slow, right?
Yes, you've really
Everything
slowed
is
it down
slow.
today.
It's slow to me, right? Because I am used to boom, boom, boom. Everything is manifest quick, right? You're standing in your godhood. Those are your gifts and abilities, the magic, right, that is returned to you, that you truly are, right? That kind of beingness and manifestation, right, is instantaneous, right? So that's what we're here trying to help everyone get back to, because that was the original point of being, right, before they went into this. And this was so done so deeply as creators, right? Look how difficult it is to say, hey, that's not so, right? Wake up, wake up, wake up, right? Because we did it so beautifully as creator beings. But again, we did the deepness of it, never meaning to get stuck like the other ones kept, right? Everyone's stuck, right? So we're taking two things we're trying to get out of, right? The depth that we have done it as creators so well, and then those ones who hijacked it and kept it going over and over again, right? With the dumbing down, the comatose state, right? So all of this for them to get out of, right? To be able to have back their divine birthright, which is what? As a creative being, right? That instantaneous manifestation. You need to be in higher concordance of your beingness and your godhood to be able to have such a gift brought back. Look what the other ones did with that. And dark magic, right? Things that were not nice or very good, right? Eating off others, right? Narcissistic behavior, parasitic, that only care about themselves and nothing else, right? Throughout the body of creation, beings that perform and act in that way, right? So this is about closing the book on that and being able to get back to that place, recall, remembrance, right? In action, a whole new life, people. Resurrection. What do you think resurrection is, right? It's going to be like you wouldn't even recognize yourself in that beingness, right? Because you have forgotten it for so long and lived so many lives, right? Looping in the same, that it seems like magic, a wonderland. It isn't real, right? But it is real. It is a place that is out there in beingness, just as that future point, right? Where some are that have made it to that new future point, right? Standing in their resonance of who and what they are, and a whole beautiful interaction in that way, right? Of who and what we are in our godhood, right? Imagine I love and honor you, right? You do me too. The people who I'm sure comes to your groups, the people that I've worked with, right? Who are parts of your group, you know, your beautiful family of listeners, beautiful, beautiful people and beings, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that is what we are here standing in right now, right? Being of heart and higher expression, right? Making it be so in the dirty fish tank, so to say, and those old loops that want to hold so many, right? So that's way not only for some, but for, right, the all that could be together, right? Like the people who are out there asleep still and don't believe any of this, you know? So it's a beautiful gift that we are doing, so to say, as forerunners, right? As ones who are creating it and assisting it to be, so others can partake as well, right? Not just sit in our own little all's well reality bubble. How loving and kind are you when you don't care that the other of the self is still going through those things? And don't tell me it was their soul that wanted to do that. No, it was the soul that wanted to originally have the experience and agreed, right? But never agreed to be stuck and infringed upon and eaten and, right, soul shattered or post-traumatic stress as soul, so to say, comatose state over and over and over again, right? Forgetting themselves and reality, because the false one that has held them is the only thing that they think is real anymore, right? They never agreed to that. That wasn't supposed to happen, right? So this is what we are here to assist, right? Not only for ourselves, but for others as well throughout the body of creation, right? Other beings and such, to act and react in that way. Otherwise, what are we doing? We're just going to set up, like some people say, ooh, 26,000 years, we're going to have peace, yay. What's going to happen after 26,000 years, I say, right? What do you think we're going to do? Another huge loop of the same? Oh, no, we are not, right? Because we wrote it in the book of life. We have awareness of what happens when you forget yourself, right? So to never let go of the helm of that ship in your beingness, so it doesn't occur again, because there's no reason for that to occur again, you know? Someone else was saying, well, there has to be chaos, right? That's the old belief, right? Duality play has to have chaos sit in the middle. No, it doesn't have to have chaos to make change and creation, right? And people say that or believing that. That is wrong as well. I come as an ancient beingness, right? From a place of beingness that we were unified and well and creator beingness without drama, chaos, abomination, narcissism, parasitic vampirism that they're saying is needed to make change and expansion. No, right? They got lost so much they think that's the only way that creation knows how to create or move through. No.
Right. Yeah, there are other possibilities. Yeah, there's another way. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, it's like we're so conditioned to believe that because that's what we hear, you know, a lot of times. And so we think that that's the only way. But yeah, maybe there's another way.
There is. That's where we came from originally. That is what is there. And all of you that manifest yourself and get yourself in order, right? So you stay in that future point. Do you guys want to go down the old future that didn't play out well, transhuman AI, that we're watching happen right now, how it happened, you know? I see channelers telling people, oh, you're going to merge with the AI and the AI is good and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, right? We are the divine beingness, right? The utmost of creation expressing through us when we are at our capacity of magic and love and kindness and compassion, right? And then creation lost something of itself, right? Through the adventure and the experiment of AI and transhuman, right? It's happening right now, right? We're witnessing the past and how it played out, right? In this point's future, right? Which is actually our past, was not good. You want to still go on that path, right? Then you're going to be, when creation is waking from its dream as a dream character, dust in the wind, when those things are closed out. We have held the train, so to say, in the station over and over and over again, giving an opportunity to those who played in the forgetting and the sleep, right, to wake up and to change and be different, right? But what we have witnessed over and over again, only the same, right? And holding that train is infringing, so to say, on the others that want to go forward and do something else, right? Because in love, they've waited and waited and waited. It is not right to keep infringing on the others, because now it is known and witnessed that the others so deeply in forgetting, losing themselves, right? That which was lost is having an opportunity to be found. We are going to find ourselves, right, in this. But they, because they have become so parasitic, know no other way, right, than narcissism, parasitic, vampiric, right? So they are not going to get on that train, right, that we have been waiting so long. Or let's try to say not many, so to say, of them, right, because that has become so much who and what they are, or those that have become symbiotic, right, with those kind of beingness that have captured and held them, you know. So it is time for creation not to sit in stagnation any longer, holding that train, so to say, right, and to move. So creation is coming, right?
to move. And so it is, right, through its entire body, not only here in Gaia, because then in humanity, because then the same would happen. It would be the same story somewhere else. How is that changing the story? It is not. So this is why throughout the whole body of creation to have this ripple. So it is true change, you know, and true creation, not a replicate, duplicate system as has been, which is not true creation.
Right.
And is
Awesome.
not a self-sustaining system. True creation is a self-sustaining systems, right? And that's where we're going, right? Beautiful one.
Good. Let's go there. And so what do we need to do to go there with more ease? I'm all about ease. It's like, I'm done with the struggle. And
again, but remember, we're in the dirty fish bowl, right? So the little fishy, he's surviving and swimming. He's a little like the little train, chugga, 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 right? Up the hill, keep swimming, right? Like little Dory in that dirty fish tank, all that is immersed and going on, right? And that's our thing. We've come in to keep swimming, right? So that this fish tank that we're in and others in, the energy pool, right? All of this, gets to be changed, right? Like we're speaking about some of those things that are under the carpet that have gone on and the wool's been pulled over so many eyes are beginning to be spoken about and to be changed and try to expand people if they don't sit there. I've seen some people, oh my God, you know, they're sitting there saying, I can't look at those things. Oh, I can't look at them. Oh my goodness, my energy. Oh, I feel so terrible, right? And I'm thinking to myself, oh, the clarion call was said so you could come here and hold your energy through the tsunami of change and to begin to change things and have awareness, right? To say no more and change things. Meanwhile, you feel so bad, right? Getting to hear or understand other things that happened here, which is your history. You should know your true history. Meanwhile, what about the poor, beautiful beings and the innocent ones that happened to? Right? And you're going to sit here and say, I can't feel it. I can't look at, oh, everything is all well. It's beautiful. Really? Well, to me, all of the ones in the realms and them, their hands are colored, you understand, by their only caring about themselves to be well and okay. And I can't feel that energy. What about the others of the selfhood that had great abominations done to them, right? While others weren't looking or so busy with channels and realms and books and stories and, oh, tell me a fortune and everything else that all this went on like right under their nose while they're being distracted by other things. You understand? So you say, how are we going to change it, right? Changing it can't be just for one and one and one, because if you're sitting, I always say, you're going to sit on your little holy mountain and chime your thing and do whatever you're doing, right? And then I'm all well, everything's good. That thing in creation that is eating its own self is going to show up on your mountain sometime. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't handled, right?
But shouldn't you work on yourself first before you work on the collective or
this
other
is not even
things?
yourself. Remember I say we have to juggle 5 balls, one hand, 5 balls the other, which is we're on a dock. You love that when I say it, right? We're balancing on the dock that's moving, which is within the energies, right? We're juggling not 5 balls, this hand, as a juggler juggles. No, 5 balls here, 5 balls here, while you're trying to balance. That's responsibility to self and others, right? In physicality. Then the other hand, right, is the balls of the spiritual, right? That we understand we're doing works on ourselves and energetics, right? True understanding of ourselves and things and what we took a part of. Then also why we incarnated, hearing the clarion call to be the ones to come in and hold the light and begin to ripple the change, right? Because the same thing has happened over and over again. You know, I'm sorry, Alara, people want to chant and do this and do that and this one, the holy one and all this other one, right? How is that okay when horrible, horrible things have been happening to others of humanity? You know what I mean? And trickery, slaves off world, who's eating them, who's taking their sexual, eggs and sperms to make hybridization. They don't even know they have children there. You know what I mean? Many, many atrocities, the fluids that they love to get a high off of humans, feeding themselves physically and emotionally, energetically, blood and flesh and energy, other beings. I mean, this is horrible abomination, right? That went on while everybody's holy, holy and everything else. Meanwhile, not a holy one or this one or the other one has told them, the children, save the children, wake up, save the other portions of yourself, of the situation, that those that are at hand. Remember I told you the message I had years ago from the Seraphim? The yin yang is imbalanced. You think the yin yang is balanced. There's much more dark than light because the dark is united in their agenda. This is what has happened. The balance that people think, we're going to sit in the middle of the balance of the yin yang. No, it's not balanced, right? So you guys need, 10 years ago, Seraphim said that attend to source, God, whatever you want to call it, field of consciousness, you must unite the lighthouses, right? Because you are all over the place, right? In your things that you do, you need to unite
the way they are united, right? The parasitic plague and those in forgetting and density and such, you will need to unite. So you balance this, right? For 10, 12 years, no one was doing it. Everybody's distracted, busy, doing all they're doing, just like the take, right? On this virus, right? Everybody's all over the place. That's why I keep saying, we can be differences on this. Just put it in the back pocket, unite together, our light, so we do the thing we needed to do, right? Against the other's agendas that we didn't do for 10, 12 years when we were busy doing whatever else we were doing, right? Now everybody's looking unity. We have to be unity and keep the path. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's what we were saying. How many years ago? No one wanted to listen, hanging the messenger, thinking that if you think on the dark, you bring it up, right? And how many healers were saying, it kept coming up. It kept coming up. I don't know. I had to look at it, you know? And I'm like, well, yes, right? So this is why. So yes, ourselves, but your thing you were stating, if you have to be juggling many balls at one time, right? We have a lot on our plates at one time, right? But we could do it because we're creative beings who just forgot that, right? We're divinity expressing. We're hearted beings, compassionate, kind, right? Loving, not narcissistic and such, right? We are strong.
We have to remind ourselves of that, of who we really are. On a daily basis, a couple of times a day basis, 100 times a day basis sometimes.
And this is important too. Just recently came through a writing of mine in one of my classes. I was talking about it. You know the word believe, right? Believe. They have so many beliefs. Remember I talk about we need to put the old beliefs and paradigms behind, which means everything, right? So believe, right? What word is in the middle of believe? Remember word magic I said, dumbing people down, capturing them, right?
Lie,
right? Believe, believe, right? Believe is lie, right? Believe the lies, VE, many lies being told, and many people, multiple being lied to. So my work said, rather than believe with the lie, see that, rather BEA, live, be alive, right? Be alive, right? Don't walk around zombified, eyes wide open but shut, right? Not seeing, hearing realization in a zombie state. Old beliefs and paradigms keeping you captured. The old beliefs and paradigms did not change the things that needed to be changed, right? So this is important to have this expanded understanding of things and oneself, right? Even if you don't totally get it, it's okay, because your soul within yourself, out of your conscious mind in the labyrinth of the mind, right, gets it within here, and it's like, yes, keep feeding me that, right? Soul architect, help me with that, right? So you get out of the same old story, life upon life. Of course we think that's all it is. We've done this for so long. If only they could tell someone. Again, why we agree on why not to walk through the dark and the shadow, because if only they could see, right, how many times they did that, right? They'd be like, what am I going to do that again for? I've done that a bazillion times.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I'm done with that. No more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Awesome. All right. So you wanted to share some light language, etc.?
Yes, I'm going to do this for everyone. Plus, I don't know if anyone else has any questions or anything. Do you want to see if anyone has any questions, or just jump into the light language?
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before we jump into the light language, just really quickly? Because I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the call with all the technology stuff going on.
I just had a quick question, Audrey.
Sure, Julie, go ahead.
Thank you, Alara.
Beautiful picture. Oh, beautiful place. So beautiful.
Thank you. I just had a quick question. If when you were talking about you know, like I get what you're saying, where you're coming from about like you don't have to necessarily go back into previous lives and hear about the details of the incarnation, like it's not going to really be useful today. But my question is, when they say about like go to the shadow, I think like but as far as this life, like if like let's say when they speak of someone's shadow, they're talking about just like bad habits or bad patterns, negative patterns. So like a conscious shadow is something you would address, but there's no need to go back to previous lives and look at the shadow of past lives. Is that what you mean?
You don't have to look at any shadow in the work that I do, because you're going to show up and brum, it happens for you, right? And
Got
you
it.
feel so different because that change of perspective and your energy is different. So
Yes.
you see how you're saying maybe like you said the good shadow, like would be, what is it, jealousy, upset, whatever. Look at those things. Maybe that's what you're talking about, right? Because even though it's like a jealousy or upset, those beings are still there ready to eat you up, because that little jealousy or upset could unravel in a moment. Have you ever seen how arguments and fights and terrible things happen from one little thing, that all those energies are there, vultures waiting to feed?
Oh, yes. It's happening right now with my daughter. Yes. She's a teenager.
Feed off of that, right? So
yeah,
that's why that's happening. Or let's say life upon life. You're the mom now, she's the daughter. You were different beingnesses at some other aspect, right? Or life, same energy playing through, right? Say with a father or a mother or a husband or
right.
wife, whatever, right?
Yes.
Because even though one is feminine and feminine, maybe one was male and feminine, right? Different embodiments that you've had together.
Yes.
What is it? The same energetic theme, which are the shackles and the things to hold someone that they say, oh, it's your lessons, you got to be lessons, which is a lie, right? Or karmic
right.
stuff. It's just energy to feed and keep the others feeding off of those energies. Hi.
Right. Hi.
And such. So that's why I'm saying it's not necessary, right, to have to walk through that. Have the work done. Drink from the wellspring. Have your numbers, right? So you don't have to. That's getting thrown off the dock, right? The experience, the story, the energy, going down the water in the rapids. If you're off the dock in the water, then you could go down a waterfall. Then a rapid.
Yeah, it could like upset you all over again and cause more trauma.
And turned,
yeah.
Right. And all twined in the like spider web, so to say, right, of those
right.
energetics keeping one down, right? You can't breathe. You're going to go under the water, right? We don't want to do all that. We want to cut that, stay on that dock, right? Because we're human. We're going to feel. Remember I said they put situations with people around us to get us off the dock if we're on the dock nice and steady, right?
Yeah, every day.
That water. They want the opportunity to feed, so to say, in the energies, right? Not water,
yes.
energies, right? So another example I tell people is, think of it as a stage show, right? You know, a Broadway show, people in the audience are so taken into the story. Even the performers, right, are so into the story. That's us, right? That we're here, right, having experiences, stories, right, and such, wearing suits, right, thinking that's us. Look at it from as if you would be someone standing behind the stage, right? Because then you have a wider view, right? You're not so immersed in the emotion, in the story as deep. So it gives you a little room from that situation and circumstance that's going on, like you, your daughter and such, right? View it from here, so you're a little bit distance from that high emotion, right? Because they steer us and control us through the emotions, which is the thing we've come to want to experience, but not be trapped or fed off of, right? So then you could hold the helm of that ship and steer yourself in a different direction, not being so like the character or the show, right? The performer on the stage, from that little bit of a distant view, right? So you don't need to walk through any of that, because there's other means now, right? If you have a computer or technology, right? Do you want to go have the old VHF or the old beta tape?
No.
That's when I was a little girl that my mom had. I don't remember what it was called. The big fat cassettes.
The DS. Yeah. Yeah.
My mom had that. It was like a big fat one, and you would put it in. It was so technology when I was a little.
Oh, the 8-track.
8-track, yay, that's 8-track, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Now, when we're talking about these old ways and means to do things, it's like an 8-track and a VHF. Why do you want that when you have boom, right? All this technology that I'm speaking of this way to get things done, you know?
Definitely.
Not even read Akash. Why do you want to go in Akash and read the potentials from a place that's been contaminated from old points of energy of what was written in potential for you, right? You want to release those things, right? And be in concordance with the new potentials and the new Akash and cosmic Akash cleansed and cleared. So you're in concordance with that, right? Sort of like to say this technology upgrade. My work is called Control, Alt, Delete, right? Help you to take control, make the alterations, delete the old, reboot to the new. Butterfly Phoenix project, right? So you were transformed, transfigured, like the caterpillar to the butterfly, the phoenix, to soar and to fly through what? The energies, right? That will be accessible to you. So,
thank you.
Does that answer?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Right? I get it. It's much more expedited and it's more useful. Thank you. You're from the New York, New Jersey area, right?
New York, you know my accent, New York, I know.
No, I'm in New Jersey, yeah, but I did live in Brooklyn when I was little, so yeah.
Not too far away. See that? I know we have a Laura's on the other side of the world, right? So
yes.
You're closer.
It's so funny. Right? Yes, I am.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you, Alara.
Someone from across the world bringing two who are closer in the world together. Isn't that beautiful? So
Yeah,
nice.
right? That's great. All right. Whew. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the light language and whatever else is going to come through. And then we're going to do a process where we all come together
We're
and
all gonna, yes, come together and help, right? Make sure there is continued dissolution, right? No more dissolving of the slippage of that old loop of a timeline, right?
yeah.
And maintenance of those highest timelines, right? That'll be going on for all of us, and why we're here to help and assist with, right? That is so important at these times. So if we're all being distracted again, what's going to happen, right? The same thing, right? That happens in that slippage, right? Because they're on the money, right? What they want to get done, what we're looking everywhere else and doing whatever. We're busy, right?
Yeah.
So we got to get on that money pinpointed too, right? To make sure we stand in our Godhood, our creator beingness, right? To put our energy forth, our heart and our light to support that new, so in the higher timelines. Okay, first for all of you guys, a gift. So if I bring through numbers, I don't know until that moment, right, what comes out of my mouth. But if the numbers come, they are not the kind of numbers where you're going to write. Like, let's say you're going to think, oh, I'm going to listen to the replay and put the numbers. No, these are the numbers, not the writing type. These are the numbers that when I just move the energy all around and weave things, right, and help support you. So it wouldn't work for you to go back and copy the numbers. And besides that, you would get a list of numbers that is your own list for you, right? That you can apply to this is being applied to a group, right? To settle in wherever. It is not your individual code and number, so it wouldn't apply like that, okay? So all you have to do is relax, and that's the beauty of this work. So here we go. Just in case anyone is new to me, Alara, I'm just gonna explain to them. High-pitched is what I call fairy or elemental. Again, source expressing as that, me expressing as that, bringing it through of my other embodiments, right? Ancient ones, deep sounds, Native Americans bringing them in. Again, source expressing in that way and means to give it a name of that frequency and energy, right? Myself as those beingness, ancient ones, right? Coming and bringing that in. Kali, again, source expression as Kali, to help destroy the old, right? And that which has held us, so we can persevere over that. Shakti energies, again, source expressing in that way. Clicking sounds would be me accessing galactic and multidimensional aspects of yourself, right? When you hear that, that's what's going on. Kasha Kasha Kash is working with the Akash. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, if I start coughing or clicking or clapping, that's just moving energy, a deep releasing if coughing is happening, okay? And I think that's pretty good. And then the numbers, you may hear some numbers. That's just moving the energy around as well. So you ready? If anyone needs to take a breath through it, they can. So here we go. And hopefully a little bit of this you're receiving, drinking from the wellspring, you'll come and have a whole meal, right? And be immersed, right? In a private session to take it even more deeper for yourselves. Because remember, this is not only you here and your Gaia lives, these are your other multiple aspects of yourself, right? So as a soul architect, we're tending to your soul and all those portions of yourself that was fractalized, having experiences involved in energetics, right? To help with that releasing, healing, and upgrade of you, right? To stand in your Godhood more and more and more. Beautiful. So here we go. Basava toyo teri, gore si per ti anea, coserire turesie, menundore sature, che recipe soaia, boachoe seia, con vire soneranne, marusore aciuanaia, merusore vesunanne, kerusore tianne. Haya hoya makasha, hoya makasha kikia. Bahuna asorotu araroyeria, kashame kakuya ahoya. Touching the heart, the inner child. Some releasing from the heart. Vate, vate, vate. So much is going on now, right? So we want to help
Release some of that fear and the burdens that you hold, right, beautiful ones? And that heart, we have such compassion for each other and all that is going on, and for your own selves walking through this and your family. And also, here we go, some helping with that as well, and to raise your energy to help boost your immunity, right? Hold your immunity, high vibrations. So we'll help you in this situation, circumstance as well, and come and have the sessions. Because Shikakuyama. Via ia hoia. Hoia me kasha ka u I apmaye. I se le pelante tu uva aya. E me kasha kokoye. Il était verso retione. Veruso retie. Venus anus anaze. Venus anaze. Shem, 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 Shem. Ava oya. Emetia aue ia karu seriararion. Barura so ide ia mayea. Huya haya oye oye. Hamazevu aye hua tueya. Hanuze yamahaya oye. I'm a hey ya, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm a hey yo. Ijo gusa hondai, imekando sua, hoya kando se hoya, hoya mahaye, hahu mahaye. Would you bear shoulder blades? Vatume verte vaturaia. Isemekasha kakuya maya. Berries make the little more lighters. You can hold it there. That perisi veriane cuserio beruane seruane veane merusore Vesunane, verusoneriane, sa sa sa, emikasha kaku ia aya. Ursi, severtura sayare, Hashem, 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 Hashem. See us, Moshe, see us, esa, see us. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 18, 21, 3, 8, 6, 10, 12, 13, 18, 21, 3, 6, 10, 12, 13, 18, 21, 3, 6, 6, 6, 10, 18, 21, 3, 5, 8, 6, 3, 5, 8, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 8, 6, 3, 5, 8, 6, 3, 5, 8, 6, 3, 10, 3, 10, 3, 10, 12, 18, 21, 3, 8, 6, 12, 18, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, and via, Evaria, vitamin, si Moshe, sarte, sate, esa si, eseya, si, eseya, esa si, eseya, esa si, se le fait dans le son, si, eseya. And just so all of you know, when we do the numbers writing, it's nice and slow. It's not quick like that. So don't be startled and think, how does she think I'm going to write the numbers? It goes nice and slow. And we go over it a couple of times to make sure that you would have received the series properly when you come and receive your own list. So just being reminded to say that so they're not put off, right? I know, Laura, you've reminded them sometimes saying, oh, don't worry, it's not how quick she's saying them right now. What she says, it's slower. And also, Laura, is it okay? I want to bring in the mother for them, okay? I know that you work with the Rose and the holy groups and beings and such, right? But this is the mother, which is mother, plasmic being, ancient beingness, right? First point of creation, mother, father, God, logos and everything else is emanated from the mother, right? Womb of creation, primordial point of beingness. She has, say, just so to say, not traveled, but, you know, moved through creation, right? To be here present from that point of beingness, right? Move through to be here now in this time, so to say, in the no time of all the eternal now, to be here present, yes? Very present here to assist, right? So bringing in the mother. Here we go. Ashahoa sua ishehia hoya asumekaoya so siya ismaya hoe siewa yuma asahayo sie asumeyato asawa hia asuhu ai sai. There you go. Now, I don't know if you want to say anything. I'm going to take a sip and then we're going to speak about what we're going to do.
Oh, that was beautiful. It was different this time today. The beginning was different than previous times, but it was like I started yawning almost right away. I'm still yawning like crazy, you know.
Yawning, everyone, is when someone is placed in a very high vibratory field, like a reaction for Alara is yawning. Some people also may yawn. Some go to sleep a little or in and out of sleep, right? Because they're not used to being in such a high energetic field as that, and that's fine. It's okay. We'll take them in a session, let's say, out of their mind, right? So the labyrinth of the mind, question, so they could be in a more peaceful state, right? Because you're receiving it not just in the conscious mind, which when you write the numbers, you're getting new neural networking, but also deep, deep, deep within yourself, right? Your soul being of your essence, right? Being fed, being nourished, yes? Being tended to, you know?
So Georgina is saying that she's feeling a lot of heat in her body. Gina is saying such a lovely voice. Debbie's saying, I felt goosebumps everywhere. That and so much more.
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to say again, Alara, like sometimes we say on the show, I try to explain to people, you know, this is such an experience more than words. Words are so lacking in trying to grasp this, you know, and explain it to people, because my work says take them to the place beyond any words. Once they are there, words could do that place no justice, right? Because it's more of an experience. So we're trying to grasp that words to have them understand, right? Something that is beyond words, an experience more, you know, to have so deep and so expanded. So I tell people, I told my kids, I should tell them, just come get your wow, right? Because how many times you hear wow, wow, wow from people and clients. And I said, people are going to think though, right, that I'm lying or I'm doing a selling tactic. It's not real, right? So when I have the clients come or a session and people say, wow, 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 I'm like, what did you say? And they start giggling, right? I said, see, it's real. It's not a selling tactic. So I hope they will come and get their wow. And so
exactly.
They're feeling heat, right? They're feeling goosebumps, you know? Also, I am an embodied Elohim. People will run in if you say, I'm bringing a message from the Elohim, right? I am Elohim, creator beingness, embodied, right? As many have come in these times to be embodied, right? To do the work in here to affect it, right? Not out there, but in here, embodied, right? So you're going to work with an embodied Elohim as well, a creator beingness, right? A weaver of codes of creation from ancient time before time beingness, right? So what they're feeling is real, you know, and this is not just a business that I come, many people have made spirituality a business. This is not a business for me, right? I have my home, I have my husband, I have my things, right? He's retired. He's like, what are you doing? You know, we're supposed to be retired now, but I know the work I do behind the scenes with people and souls are so important, right? For what's going on now. This is not, I need to do this to make my living, right? I can go off and, you know, do whatever, right? But the importance of this, to be here, to show up and to help people and be incarnated in this time, to have this be accessible for them. You know what I mean? The energy exchange happens because they cannot become parasitic. And I've cried years ago. I said, how can I join for God's work, source's work, you know? And they're like, back in the day, they gave you elm and, you know, and myrrh and silks or food or shelter, right? Now, right, for an exchange of what they received, to say other lives and aspects when I was doing the work, right? They said now it's monetary. So they must show an exchange, right? Not just take, because then becomes unbalanced, right? The energy and becomes parasitic, right? And they want to keep receiving open. So that's why we do a bit of an exchange, you know, to keep that energy balanced, you know, but it's not my business, right? So please understand, I'm not here to talk to you about this because you know, I need something for a business to keep me going, pay my lights, my rent. No, that's not the case, right? It's to make it accessible for you, and you do an energy exchange so you can have this that's not only going to help you in physical, but where you're going to find yourself when you're out of embodiment, that you're not looping in wherever, or on the time of the great divide, down the path that is devolution, right? And when creation wakes up, like a dream character, dust in the wind that is no more. You don't want that. You want to keep your gift, right, of creator beingness, standing in your godhood, right? Your eternal, beautiful gift of life that you have, and the magic of that. You need to do some works, invest in yourself, right? So you make sure that you hold that, and you bring forth your works, your gardens, right? What have you grown? You were made known by those gardens, by your works, which is your essence and your beingness. And you could speak love, unity, oneness, sell it all you want, and hold it only in a concept. I know all the concepts. That's not going to get you there, because it's a concept. It's not you dropping to walk your talk and be it in your beingness, of which you are known by and made yourself known by, thus coloring yourself in, manifesting yourself, right, in this new beingness investment of what you are. So this is so important, you know?
Yes, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So Yamna, hopefully I'm saying that right, says definitely an elevated experience, felt it mostly on my crown and behind my head. And Angela says, lovely, I always love the deeper part. It reminds me of, I'm going to say the North American Indian. I'm not sure what the proper thing is anymore. But yeah.
Native Americans, right, which are what? Source expressing through Native Americans. Remember the sage, all is source. I look at everyone like source, right? And when I look at them, I'm like, this is what we're still doing? You know, a channel who come in as some being, and the being is reprimanding the people, thinking it's the people of the channel, saying, when will you wake up? You see, but they only see it in that limitation. I see it as the being, right? I say to the being, you yourself are still playing and perpetuating this. You know what's going on. Why do you continue, right? You beings, right? Outside of the human and the channel, whatever, understand the bigger picture of things, yet you are perpetuating the part that you were playing when you know that you were source yourself. Why not also educate, right, the ones that are held in captive by your system, also who and what they are, right? Rather than play their parts, they are perpetuating yet the same. They should know even more than anyone else, right? When they're saying to the person, why are you source playing in that way? I say, why are you source, right? The one delivering the message, yet supporting to play the game in the same way. So who comes in to honor you as they have life upon life and can't wait to hear your next council meeting, 9, Galactic, Palladian, or anybody else, right? You understand perpetuating that game rather than when we stand in our godhood. Why would you need source to play with all those masks and personas, right? That or forgetting of themselves, right? When we're all standing in unity and oneness. Remember how source said, honor yourselves because you are me, right? Honor yourself and each other because you are me expressing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so on that note, let's stand in our creator beingness, right? Using our heart, our life, and our light and our energy. And we're going to use the power of that, right, to dissolve the old slippage of the timeline, you know, those paths, and maintain the higher timeline, right? Beautiful one for not only here, Gaia humanity, right, but out to all of creation, right, to send this ripple out of the power of us, right, as we're stating no more. This is who and what we are. This is what we're doing. This is what we're supporting in unity, right, which is necessary. So we amplify that, right, as that beautiful, huge lighthouse light, right, all joined together. It's so beautiful. So here we go. You guys all go to your heart. You speak light. You could speak light, your gifts, abilities, boom, all together, right? Beautiful one. So here we go. Don't miss the opportunity. And anyone who's listened to the recording, this is the time. Great. Alara's in it already. Excellent. Mayo kusavayo. Tora se vesie, cora se beaie oie, basse veru tuaie, cude sie taioie, hua se omeratia, bea soavia yeo, humae oie. Kuvasaye hoye 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 kahoya ia huma ararua. Yarutara kasha koyama. Yokomeya kasha kasha kasha. Ia. Ohio makasha ko ia. Toto tia 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 tia. Atata. Et eshkiti tia. Atata. Eshkiti et idamarada. Eshkite. Dolphins coming into his some token coffee for releasing the Satato, sa, oivwa, chez le pelon, evwa, shikta, va, oh, humahe, bea seruva, hoya, hoye, kasha hoa iha irare. Yemene kasha ko u se ve tanariana. Barte me me kasha. Kia. Es así. Sha. Mahonya nahana. Hunne. Da. Det ut et it ut arba it et usk ikikium duma ish et it usk etia atia atata ya yo missy see isa 3 6 10 12 18 21 3 6 12 3 6 12 18 21 3 6 8 18 21 5 5 6 8 10 12 3 6 8 10 12 4 18 13 21 3 6 8 10 12 4 18 21 3 8 6 5 8 10 12 6 8 10 12 18 21 3 6 12 18 21 21 6 10 12 18 12 3 6 8 12 18 12 6 12 18 81 18 3 8 6 12 1 3 5 1 3 5 8 6 10 12 18 21 unadera we kasha kayuaye we says ya. Esohoya. Ameyo borra seveniane cosevi pertianeria vene per usore Venezuela, ahoha o hayahoya. Esamkasha oya here. Amahana ahaya hoya magia aharo hosai. It's a Mahio Mahia Hahumahi Esarare Isasia yo maha oya Elese umokianevi Puhatura Visenane Veneture Sianaya Veneture Sianane Veroture Viane. Esse Samoshes. Esse, esse. Esse, esse, sacia. Esse, esse, Thank you all so much for joining in your Godhood, your creator beingness, right? And doing this all together so beautifully. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, each and every one of us. And thank you, Alara, for allowing me to come again and us doing this again together.
That was powerful. That was so beautiful. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who was also participating and sharing your light, your love, your energies with us as well. That was absolutely just spectacular. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And when they're listening to the recording, whoever perhaps is going to get a replay, thank you to them as well, right? For joining in at that moment, right? Because there's no time in the note, right? No time.
Yeah, exactly.
Moment.
Exactly. So I just want to remind everybody again, please do book a session with Audrey, package A or package B, book a session with her, get your numbers, get your Akash rewritten. You know, make the change. This is the time that you can actually, you know, use this time to your advantage and, you know, stop the old patterns, you know, enough of the old. So definitely take a look at those, available at alara.at/show/Audrey1. So yeah, this was absolutely beautiful. Thank you again, Audrey, and thank you everybody for your questions, you know, and for being here with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was great. Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your patience earlier, right? Because we worked through it and we got it going.
Yeah, this was so good. This, I mean, you should do your calls from here from now on. So good. So the lighting is perfect. The sound is perfect. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Much love, everybody. Much love. Big hugs. Thank you. Thank you.
Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now. Have a great day in New Zealand, Jennifer. It's so early in the morning. Bye, everyone.